Yo, what is up, guys? This is Dan from Bro Gets Rich, and today I'm going to share with you my almost $4,000 Fidelity crypto account. Crypto could be in a big bull run the next 12 to 24 months. We'll see how it plays out. I'm going to kind of share with you my thoughts on this portfolio, my plans for the next 12 to 24 months, and kind of just a general overview of my Fidelity crypto experience so far, because it is a new product that they are offering. So make sure to like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. All right, so real quick, you can see I have about 4% of a Bitcoin in here. And I think at the time I'm shooting this, I have about 2 ETH in this portfolio. So starting off, we'll talk about the Bitcoin position. Fidelity is super bullish on Bitcoin. That's why when they started offering Bitcoin buying and custody, I really wanted to start building a little position for the long term. So I have about $1,000, my total value, down about 1%, no big deal. Probably look to add a little bit at some point. Ideally, I would like to get between 5 and 10% of one Bitcoin in this portfolio. You know, if Michael Saylor is right, you're only going to need 0.1 BTC to succeed. So I have well over that. But it'd be cool to have 0.1 spread across a couple of different major kind of more centralized providers that could possibly offer some products and services around my Bitcoin position someday. So anyway, this is most likely going to be a long-term hold. Even if we hit a big bull run, I don't think I'm going to sell any of the Bitcoin in this portfolio because Fidelity are very, very bullish on Bitcoin. I just listened to a podcast that I'll link in the description below with Natalie Brunell, who's a journalist and a Bitcoin maxi kind of bull, and she interviewed I think he was like the head of crypto research for Fidelity. So long story short, like I'll let you listen to that. But Fidelity is super, super bullish on the asset. And, you know, when people like Saylor talk about Bitcoin, they say, you know, you're never going to need to sell your Bitcoin. You're just going to borrow fiat against it or something along those lines. But we are a long ways out from that. This infrastructure is still in its infancy. But I would like to hold some Bitcoin on Fidelity because I like Fidelity a lot. So hopefully add to this position over time. But I'm currently using other resources to DCA aggressively. Long story short, I have daily buys set up on Cash App, which I really like a lot, and I like to support Jack Dorsey. And then from there, when my Bitcoin position gets above a certain level, I ship it out to one of my cold storage wallets. Now getting into the Ethereum position. So Fidelity only offers Bitcoin and Ethereum, which I like. It's a smart move on their part. Total value, $2,700. I'm down in the position, so I've actually been using this account to buy Ethereum aggressively and average down. I think I got it in around like 18-ish, not knowing what the market was going to do, whether it was going to go up or down, and that was fine with me. I just knew I was going to keep layering in, so I've been layering in. Like I said, I think I'm up to around 2 ETH, maybe a little bit over. Ideally, we don't know what the market's going to do. Traditionally, November is a good month for crypto, pre-halving, but ETH has also kind of been underperforming the market. It's pumped a lot lately. So I actually kind of like continuing to DCA into Ethereum. If ideally, you know, Ethereum stays under 2K, I would like to get my position up to, you know, 5 or 10K going into the bull run. If Ethereum gets back to 2K, I'll probably start to reassess and maybe start putting money elsewhere. We'll see. But long story short, I mean, even right now, Ethereum is a 3x from the previous all-time high. So one of a book I read somewhere, you know, somebody talked about, you know, you have to have high conviction in assets if you want to make a good amount of money. Like you can't just put little bits of money into a billion things and expect to, you know, for it to pay off. So I feel like I understand crypto very well. None of this is investment advice, but I'm confident in building a 5 to 10K Ethereum position right now, and then hopefully layering out if the bull run comes and if it's as explosive as people think it's going to be. So speaking of layering out, probably going to layer out the entire position once the bull market comes. So I've used a lot of blockchains, like actual interaction with the blockchains, you know, Ethereum, Solana, Phantom, Binance, Polygon, pretty much all the major chains. And Ethereum, if you're just an average Joe, it sucks to transact on. It's slow, it's expensive. So I'm not sure what the long-term threats are going to be, but I think they could be very real. I also, not investment advice in another portfolio I'll go over at some point, own Solana. and Solana is like under a penny per transaction. So I'm not really sure, what Ethereum's future is going to be 20 years from now. So if Ethereum goes to a new all-time high of, let's say 8K, and let's say I get $5,000 in here, I mean, depending on my layer out model or how it all plays out, which I'm never going to sell the top, nobody ever does, just like you never nail the bottom. But I could take out between 20 and 30, maybe, of profit, $20,000-$30,000 of profit during this bull run. So we'll see. And that kind of goes into talking about, if you listen to Raoul Pal, I like Raoul Pal a lot. Bitcoin maxis hate him. That kind of is what it is. But his approach to Ethereum this cycle is, hey, I don't, at least paraphrasing, not to, I might not get this 100% right, but from what I've seen from him, it's basically, I don't know the long-term future of Ethereum, but I think that it is going to outperform Bitcoin for the next cycle, and I just want returns. I'm looking for alpha, so that is why he switched a lot of his Bitcoin into ETH, and I still own vastly more Bitcoin than I do Ethereum. But I do think that if the bull run comes, and as long as nothing drastic happens with Ethereum, that it will most likely outperform again, at which point I will just get rid of it all. Hopefully, like I said, profit, who knows, depending on where we are, and it's possible to nail the tops, but hopefully, some 5-figure profits. So that'll be money to invest somewhere else. So that is the goal. And then as we kind of build up towards this bull run, a little off the topic, but Dylan LeClaire, really great Bitcoin maxi, offers a lot of really good insight. But 94.8% of supply did not budge over the last month, the highest reading in history. Only a small amount of flows are needed to absolutely send this thing. In the short to intermediate term, recession fears and Binance risk are holding back large macro allocators. So long story short with Bitcoin, the supply on exchange is going down, and it's going down for the first time ever, leading into a Bitcoin halving, which is super bullish. And basically, from what I understand and from the research I've done and from the people I follow, at a certain point, the supply on exchange is going to dry up. And when that happens, if there's a high demand for Bitcoin, the price is just we're just going to see God candles. So that's why I stay invested in this market. That's why I dollar cost average into Bitcoin every day. Like I said, not financial advice, but barring something crazy happening with the compromising of the network or something, I do believe that there will come a point, I don't know when it's going to be, whether it's 12 months from now or 12 years from now, but there will be a point, I believe, where Bitcoin will absolutely get sent. All right, here we have a tweet from Watcher Guru. Just another reason why I want to hold some Bitcoin on Fidelity. $4.5 trillion asset manager Fidelity says Bitcoin is the most secure, decentralized, sound digital money compared to any other digital asset. So like I said, Fidelity, very bullish on Bitcoin. Now getting kind of into my Fidelity crypto experience so far. I think I had to log into my desktop, Fidelity, maybe e-sign some forms or something about risk in order to open up this account. So Fidelity is in their youth. I think, they focus on security with custodying their assets. First and foremost, from what I heard from that Natalie Brunell podcast, which again, I will link below. But with that said, the overall experience could be improved. The most annoying thing is it's not like Coinbase where you can just log in and smash buy if something's going down or whatever. You have to transfer into your brokerage account, and then you can only transfer settled funds into your Fidelity crypto account, because they're two separate accounts. So you kind of always have to have some extra money in your settled funds in your account, or just keep a larger balance in your Fidelity crypto account, which is just kind of annoying because I'm buying stocks every day on Fidelity. So remembering to leave some settled funds to transfer is kind of annoying. But besides that, there are no fees for buying. So that's a big plus. Overall, it's been a good experience. And I think these things will come. I think Fidelity will streamline it. I think they will refine their crypto buying experience over time. I think they will add more tools. They're smart. They know what they're doing. my thesis right now is that they're very trusted and they're aiming to not fuck this up. If you were around last bull run, which I was, I mean, I had money in all of these things, FTX, Celsius, Voyager, BlockFi. Luckily, I was able to get the vast majority of my funds out of these things in time. But Fidelity just was bullish on Bitcoin the whole time and was watching on the sidelines and watched all of these exchanges just get wrecked. And now they're watching Coinbase with this lawsuit with the SEC, which I think is why they're only listing Bitcoin and Ethereum, not offering yield or anything, no Ethereum staking. They're just like, we're just going to offer the two assets that we know are relatively safe with the SEC, and we're not going to do anything else. We're just going to let Coinbase, use their money to fight them, and we're just going to sit out on the sidelines until regulation comes. And I do think in 10 years, when more clear regulation comes and Bitcoin is even further along, that they will take the time to build better products, services. If they have not applied for an ETF, a Bitcoin ETF, which I believe they have, obviously they will. So yeah, I really trust Fidelity. I think they're a great brokerage. I think they are very bullish on Bitcoin. And overall, as much as you can, I know the whole thesis of a Bitcoin maxi is like not to trust a third party, but at the end of the day, like if we're going to borrow fiat against our Bitcoin 10 years from now or whenever, we're going to have some trusted intermediaries, and how all that plays out, we'll see. But, I do like Fidelity, and I think that when the time comes and the market stabilizes and grows and there's regulation, I think they will offer some interesting stuff down the future and not get wrecked like Celsius or these others. So that was it. That was my about $4,000 Fidelity crypto portfolio review. I'll keep this updated. Like I said, going to add some Bitcoin, going to add some ETH, and the market, if history repeats, it should get pretty spicy in the next 12 to 24 months if you are a crypto investor. Like I said, not financial advice, but if you follow this market for any reasonable amount of time and you feel like you have any grip on crypto and you know how to dollar cost average, the crypto market is not something that once you have a little bit of a grasp on that I would want to sit out on, especially with Bitcoin supply getting drained off of exchanges. So I'll keep you posted. Hopefully we'll take some sick profits in this account over the next 12 to 24 months that you can watch me reinvest. Not sure, well, it depends on the market. Who knows, maybe we'll jam in a money market account and use it to buy Bitcoin. If Bitcoin takes another 60% post bull run dump, maybe we'll just throw it into dividend stocks, dollar cost average style, but maybe I'll try and buy another real estate property, who knows, but I will keep you in the loop. Make sure to like and subscribe. I am Dan from Bro Gets Rich. Peace out.